2021 KTM 300XCW Erzberg. Man, I like this bike. This is my favorite do-it-all bike. I think I just loaded a video. I call it bandwidth. I like my dirt bikes to be able to do a little bit of everything, and this is by far my favorite two-stroke version. The Erzberg comes with a lot of extra stuff. It's a little more expensive, but I think, honestly, the value is pretty good. It's got some better wheels and billet machined hubs and better rims, and it's got the super sprockets in the back, the steel sprocket with the aluminum carrier. It even has the billet the solid brake rotor with the billet protector. It's got extra chain guide protectors on it. It has the radiator fan. Really rarely comes on. I've ridden this in 95 degrees. I've had it come on maybe just a couple times. So it helps keep the engine cool. And then it's got, of course, some of the bling, the orange frame and the special seat and the graphics. But I really enjoy this bike, and TPI, I finally bought one, and really, once you start riding it, you kind of get used to it, and to me, it's more about these fuel-injected engines. It's not so much TPI versus carburetor as it is TPI versus four-stroke, because this engine just combines the best of the four-stroke. It runs clean in all the different temperatures, and it's got fuel injection, so it's just gas and go, or oil injection, so it's gas and go, and yet it still has the characteristics of a two-stroke, which is a quick rev, light inertia, no engine braking. So I really like that about the bike. It just runs really smooth. So to me, it's more like this bike works really good against even the four-strokes. I don't miss jetting. I don't miss mixing gas and oil. I still ride carburetor bikes. And I can understand why people still prefer those, and which is fine. I just enjoy the TPI, and from whatever I read on the internet, it sounds like there might be some changes to it for 23 on some of the bikes, but I don't really have any major complaints with this. I think it works really good. This bike comes stock with XPLOR suspension. I've upgraded to the cone valve spring fork and a TRAXX shock, and I know this stuff's expensive, but boy, it works so good, and you can move it from bike to bike to bike. So that kind of the quality or the level or how much better it works to me is easily worth it, and even slow guys can feel that difference. And especially because I like to go woods, trail, and then slow vet motocross riding. This suspension works over a wide range of conditions. But it's a cool day today. We'll just putt around, and sometimes it's fun to try something out in a different setting. Actually, out on the pavement. One of the things about the TPI bikes, the engines run so smooth, and they have counterbalancers, so there's hardly any vibration. And they have such nice linear power. Now, some people think it's a little boring, and for sure, the carbureted, I still ride carbureted 300s. They have a little more bark and snap, but I still like how these bikes feel in terms of that linearity. It's super easy to control, and they make power over a pretty wide range. I think there's a little bit of I think the carburetors might have a little more of that meaty kind of initial bark and feel to them, and that initial torque. But the TPI bikes are still very sharp. Now, this is a W, so it has like the lower first gear and a little bit lower second. So like if you want to do some real slow kind of stuff, that nice lower first gear is actually pretty good on the trails, but second's just a little bit lower. But I know on my XCs, I always thought second was like perfect. This one is sometimes a tick too low. Third through sixth are the same as the XC, but some people don't like that about the XCWs, but I kind of like that. Now, one thing I guess I didn't show when I was just showing the bike was I went to PDS this time because I really like how clean this whole area is with no linkage down there. It's just so open. It's just there's nothing there. and its simplicity too. You can see just how wide open everything is. I really like that about the PDS. Now, maybe it's a little more sensitive, but as far as settings and that, but honestly, I don't really notice that big of a difference compared to my linkage. But yeah, these bikes, I mean, the TPI just runs so smooth, and with like the counterbalancers, there's just no vibration on the engine, and just for a two-stroke, there's very little pipe bang or that kind of, I don't know, that for a two-stroke it runs really, really smooth. It's steady RPMs, which I think is pretty cool. Oh, there's so much fun. But see, you just cruise along, and it's as smooth as it can be. Now, I don't have the tires balanced, so as you get up about 50 miles an hour, things are hopping around. But the two-stroke engine just runs, with TPI, just runs so smooth. And I've run this thing from like 11 degrees to 95 degrees, and it just sits here, just idles so smooth. And I can go in the woods and putt around for 10 minutes in first gear, like trials type stuff. And then as soon as I get on the power, it's perfect, clean. Just as steady as can be. I think that's super cool. Erzberg 300. Smooth, clean running, low vibration, agile handling. Looks cool. This is my favorite two-stroke off-road bike with wide bandwidth. 2 big thumbs up.